Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on January 5th, 2023 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Bangun Largai Tegiri Sri Guru Dina Tharina Sri Chaitanya Mishra Hari Om Latsa Hariva.
Nice warm up. Done. Hare Krishna dear devotees, today we will continue with the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled All the devotees of Lord Chaitanya were eating half as much as usual because of Ramachandra Puri.
2.
1.
I ate 3/4 today.
I ate 3/4 today. Now I know why. Under the section, part 1, under the section, Ramachandra Puri criticizes the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 8.38.
রামচন্দ্রপুরীর শুষ্ক বৈরাগ্য রামচন্দ্রপুরী হইছে রহিলা নীলাচলে বিরক্ত স্বভাব কবু রহে কোন স্থলে
Thus Ramachandra Puri stayed at Jagannath Puri, as is customary for those in the renounced order. He would sometimes stay someplace and then go away. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 8.39.
পরিচ্ছিদ্রান্বেষী রামচন্দ্রপুরী অনিমন্ত্রণ ভিক্ষা করে নাহিক নির্ণয় অন্যের ভিক্ষার স্থিতির লয়েন নিশ্চয়
There was no certainty of where Ramachandra Puri would take his. There is no certainty of where Ramachandra Puri would take his meal, for he would do so even uninvited. Nevertheless, he was very particular about keeping account of how others were taking their meals.
So Ramchandra Puri, he just show up in someone's house.
So Ramachandra Puri, he would just show up in someone's house.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for feeding me.
Gauranga.
So Indian.
And but although you don't be invited,
Although you wouldn't be invited,
he would point out as how much others are eating.
he would point out how much others were eating.
Everybody was terrible with him.
So everybody was afraid of him. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 8.40.
প্রভুর দৈনিক ভিক্ষা বিবরণ প্রভুসহ ঈশ্বরপুরীর শিষ্য গোবিন্দ ও কাশীশ্বরের একত্র ভিক্ষা প্রভুর নিমন্ত্রণে লাগে করি চারিপন কভু কাশীশ্বর গোবিন্দ খান তিনজন
To invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would cost 320 cowries, small corn shells. This would provide lunch for 3 people, including Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and sometimes Kashishwar and Govinda.
Hot shells for 1 paisa.
80 conch shells is 1 paisa.
And then that 320 paisa on conch shells small ATV was 4 paisa.
That means 320 conch shells, small conch shells, 4 paisa. So cheap. Shri Chaitanya Chaitanya.
I saw 1 paisa. Have you ever seen one?
If you have seen 1 paisa,
I've seen 1 paisa.
wow.
The Panami.
இந்த பிரணாமி
Yes,
It's a little square thing.
In the Pranami box, in the donation box, the little square things. Basically, nobody can't use that, so they put it for the deities. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ante Leela, 841.
সত্যেহ প্রভুর ভিক্ষা ইতি উতি হয় কেহ যদি মূল্য আনে চারিপন নির্ণয়
Every day, the Lord would take his meal at a different place, and if someone was prepared to pay for a meal, the price was fixed at only 4 panas. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ante Leela, 8.42.
স্বয়ং প্রভুকে মর্ত জ্ঞানে তদ্দোষের অন্বেষণ প্রভুর স্থিতিরীতি ভিক্ষা শয়ন প্রয়াণ রামচন্দ্র পুরী করে সর্বা অনুসন্ধান
Translation: Ramachandra Puri concerned himself with gathering all sorts of information about how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was situated, including his regulative principles, his lunch, his sleep, and his movements.
Ramchandra was studying Lord Chaitanya's every move
So Ramchandra Puri was studying Lord Chaitanya's every move
to find out some way to criticize him.
to find out some way to criticize him. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 8.43.
অদক্ষজ স্বয়ং ভগবান পূর্ণ ও নির্দোষ প্রভুর যতক গুণ স্পর্শিতে নারিল ছিদ্রি চাহি বলে কাহা ছিদ্র নাহি পাইল
Because Ramachandra Puri was interested only in finding faults, he could not understand the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His only concern was finding faults, but still he could not find any.
Lord Chaitanya is an avatar of Lord Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya is an avatar of Lord Krishna
As a devotee.
as a devotee.
But that could not be understood by Ramchandra Puri.
But that could not be understood by Ramachandra Puri.
He was only interested to find fault,
He was only interested to find faults,
but he could not find any.
but he could not find any. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela for 8.44.
সন্ন্যাসীর বিধি ও নিষেধ সন্ন্যাসী হইয়া করে মিষ্টান্ন ভক্ষণ এই ভোগে হয় কইছে ইন্দ্রিয় বারণ
At last he found a fault. How can a person in the renounced order eat so many sweetmeats? He said, if one eats sweets, controlling the senses is very difficult.
And says, and Lord Chaitanya would take a Jalan Mistana of the sweet rice offered to Vajrayana.
It is said that Lord Chaitanya would take Jagannath Mishtanya, the sweet rice of Lord Jagannath, offered to Lord Jagannath.
And that was finally what Ramchandra Puri criticized.
That was finally what Ramachandra Puri criticized. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 8.45.
সর্বত্র প্রভু নিন্দা অথচ প্রত্যহ প্রভু দর্শন। এই নিন্দা করি কহে সর্বলোক স্থানে, প্রভুরে দেখিতে অবশ্য আইসে প্রতিদিনে।
In this way, Ramachandra Puri blasphemed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before everyone. But nevertheless, he would regularly come to see the Lord every day.
Although Ramchandra Puri was blaspheming the Lord,
Even though Ramachandra Puri was blaspheming the Lord,
he's so fortunate to come every day to see the Lord.
he was so fortunate that he would come to see every day the Lord.
How many of you like to see the Lord every day?
Would you like? How many of you would like to see the Lord every day? Hari Bol. Hari Hari Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.46.
প্রভুর মর্যাদা প্রদান। রামচন্দ্রের নিন্দা বিদ্বেষাগার। প্রভু গুরু বুদ্ধি করেন সম্ভ্রম সম্মান, দেহ ছিদ্র চাহি বলে এই তার কাম।
When they met, the Lord would offer him respectful obeisances. Considering him a god brother of his spiritual master, Ramachandra Puri's business, however, was to search for faults in the Lord. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.47.
স্বনিন্দা শ্রবণেও প্রভুর পুরীকে পাদোচিত সম্মান, দানপূর্বক বাঞ্ছনা। যত নিন্দা করে তাহা প্রভু সব জানে, তথাপিও আদর করে বড়ই সম্ভ্রমে।
Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that Ramachandra Puri was criticizing him before everyone. But whenever Ramachandra Puri came to see him, the Lord offered him respects with great attention.
Although Lord Chaitanya had Antarjami,
Although Lord Chaitanya, as Antaryami,
had the super soul,
as the Super Soul,
he knew that Ramchandra Puri was criticizing,
he knew that Ramachandra Puri was criticizing him.
but still he had offer him respect as no brother of his guru.
But still, he would offer him respect as the god brother of his Guru.
Now, Lord Chaitanya is teaching us how we should be so careful in dealing with fellow Vaishnavas.
So now Lord Chaitanya is teaching us how we should be careful when we are dealing with superior Vaishnavas. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.48.
একদা প্রাতে প্রভু গৃহে পিপীলিকা শ্রেণী দর্শনে স্বয়ং ভগবান প্রভুর বৈরাগ্য নিন্দনান্তে প্রস্থান। একদিন প্রাতকালে আইলা প্রভুর ঘর, পিপীলিকা দেখি কিছু কহে ন উত্তর।
One day, Ramachandra Puri came in the morning to the abode of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Seeing many ants, he said something to criticize the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.49.
রামচন্দ্র পুরী বাক্য।
Ratrau atra aikshavam asit tena pipilikaah sancharanti aho viraktanam sannyasinamiyam indriyanim lalaseti bruvan uddhaya gataha. Last night there was a sugar candy here, he said. Therefore, ants are wandering about. Alas, this renowned sannyasi is attached to such sense gratification. After speaking in this way, he got up and left.
Maybe some of the reasons of the ants.
So there may be so many reasons why there are ants.
And like Ramachandra Puri, he used the ants to criticize the Lord.
But Ramachandra Puri, he used the ants to criticize the Lord.
Krishna.
Mhm.
This was his nature,
That is his nature,
to criticize everybody.
to criticize everyone. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.50.
সকর্ণে প্রভুর পুরী কর্তৃক অনিত নিন্দা শ্রবণ প্রভুর পরম্পরায় নিন্দা কইরাছেন শ্রবণ এবে সাক্ষাৎ শুনিলেন কল্পিত নিন্দন
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had heard rumors about Ramachandra Puri's blasphemy. Now he directly heard his fanciful accusations. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Ramachandra Puri could find no faults in the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for he is situated in a transcendental position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and are generally found everywhere. But when Ramachandra Puri saw ants crawling in the abode of the Lord, he took it for granted that they must have been there because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been eating sweetmeats. He thus discovered imaginary faults in the Lord and then left.
You can see how Ramachandra Puri overly critical of everybody.
So we can see how Ramachandra Puri is overly critical of everybody.
And like a fly finds the sore part and lands on a cut in the arm.
So like a fly goes on the sore part or ants on the cut on the arm.
But he looks for anything he can criticize.
So he goes for anything that he could criticize.
And as a result, he was rebuked by Madhavendra Puri.
As a result, he was rebuked by Madhavendra Puri.
And here also is imagining fanciful criticisms against Lord Chaitanya.
Now also is imagining fashionable criticisms against Lord Chaitanya.
So, as a result, all the Godhead is far away from him.
As a result, love of Godhead is far away from him. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.51.
বিবর্ত বুদ্ধি বসেই ভগবানের দোষারোপণ সহজেই পিপিলিকা সর্বত্র বেড়ায় তাহাতে তর্ক উঠাইয়া দোষ লাগায়
Ants generally crawl about here, there, and everywhere. But Ramachandra Puri, imagining faults, criticized Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by alleging that there had been sweetmeats in his room. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.52.
স্বনিন্দ শ্রবণে জগৎগুরু আচার্যরূপী প্রভুর ভয় ও লজ্জা শুনি তাহা প্রভুর সংকোচ ভয় মনে গোবিন্দে বলাইয়া কিছু কহেন বচনে
After hearing this criticism, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doubtful and apprehensive. Therefore, he called Govinda and instructed him as follows. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.53.
স্বীয় দৈনিক ভিক্ষা সংকোচন ও গোবিন্দের নিকট তৎপরিমাণ নির্দার আজি হইতে ভিক্ষা আমার এই তো নিয়ম পিণ্ড ভোগের এক চৌঠি পাঁচ গুন্ডার ব্যঞ্জন।
From today on, it will be a rule that I shall accept only 1/4 of a pot of Lord Jagannath's prasadam and 5 gandas worth of vegetables.
So, Lord Chaitanya, I will show the good example.
So we can see how Lord Chaitanya wanted to show the good example.
So he reduced his eating to 1/4
So he reduced his eating to 1/4
of hot rice.
of a pot of Jagannath rice.
Although Lord Chaitanya, he can eat more because he's bigger.
Although Lord Chaitanya, he can eat more because he is bigger. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 8.54.
পরিমাণ অতিরিক্ত গ্রহণে স্থান ত্যাগ ভয় প্রদর্শন। ইহা বই অধিকার কিছু না আনিবা, অধিক আনিলে আমা ইথা না দেখিবা।
If you bring any more than this, you will not see me here anymore. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 8.55.
ভক্তকে প্রভুর কঠোর আদেশ জ্ঞাপন, সকলের দারুণ দুঃখ। সকল বৈষ্ণবে গোবিন্দ কহে এই বাত, শুনি সবার মাথে জইছে হইল বজ্রঘাত।
Govinda relayed this message to all the devotees. When they heard it, they felt as if their heads been struck by thunderbolts.
Everybody liked to feed Lord Chaitanya sumptuously.
So everybody liked to feed Lord Chaitanya sumptuously.
That he had restricted his eating so much,
Now that he had restricted his eating so much,
they felt like they're hit by thunderbolts.
they felt like they had been hit by thunderbolts.
Something intolerable for them.
Something intolerable for them. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 8.56.
দুরাত্মা রামচন্দ্র পুরীকে প্রাণাধিক প্রভুর বিরোধী জ্ঞানে ভক্তগণের নিন্দা। রামচন্দ্র পুরীকে সবাই দেয় তিরস্কার, এই পাপিষ্ঠ আসি প্রাণ লইল সবার।
All the devotees condemned Ramchandra Puri saying, "This sinful man has come here and taken our lives." Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ante Leela 5.57-58.
এক বিপ্রের প্রভুকে নিমন্ত্রণ। সেই দিন এক বিপ্র কইল নিমন্ত্রণ, এক চৌঠি ভাত 5 গুন্ডার ব্যঞ্জন। প্রভুর জন্য গোবিন্দের যথা নির্দিষ্ট পরিমাণ প্রসাদ গ্রহণ, প্রভুর সামান্য আহারে বিপ্রের দুঃখ। এই মাত্র গোবিন্দ কইল অঙ্গীকার, মাথায় ঘা মারে বিপ্র করে হাহাকার।
That day a Brahmana extended an invitation to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Govinda accepted only 5 gandas worth of vegetables and a pot of rice, the Brahmana, in great despair, struck his head with his hand and cried,
Alas! Alas!
Alas!
Naturally, the devotees, they want to feed Lord Chaitanya,
naturally the devotees, they want to feed Lord Chaitanya,
that he was taking so little prasad,
that he was taking so little prasad,
created great suffering for the hosts.
that is creating a great suffering for the host. Guru Maharaj, can we continue?
No,
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.59.
প্রভুর অর্ধ ভোজন গোবিন্দের আবিষ্কারদাহ প্রাপ্তি ভক্তগণের অন্ন জল ত্যাগ সেই ভাত ব্যঞ্জন প্রভু অর্ধেক খাইল যা কিছু রহিল তাহা গোবিন্দ পাইল
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ate only half of the rice and vegetables, and whatever remained was taken by Govinda.
actually, Lord Chaitanya was eating a very small quantity, and of that, he only half.
So actually, Lord Chaitanya was only taking a very small quantity, and in that he was only taking, and out of that he was only taking half.
Of that half, by that, by taken by Govinda.
And that half which he left was taken by Govinda Das. Okay. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.60.
অর্ধাসন করেন প্রভু গোবিন্দ অর্ধাসন সব ভক্তগণে তবে ছাড়িল ভোজন
Thus both Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Govinda ate only half the food they needed. Because of these, all the other devotees gave up eating.
You can understand how all the devotees
You can understand how all the devotees
wanted to please Lord Chaitanya.
wanted to please Lord Chaitanya.
When they saw the Lord was taking half of what he needed,
When they saw the Lord was taking half of what he needed,
they could not eat anything.
they could not eat anything. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.61.
গোবিন্দ ও কাশীশ্বরকে অন্যত্র ভিক্ষা গ্রহণে আদেশ গোবিন্দ কাশীশ্বরে প্রভু কইলা আজ্ঞাপন দোহে অন্যত্র মাগি করে উদর ভরণ
This one, right? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Govinda and Kashishwara, you may both take alms as elsewhere to fill your bellies. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.62.
প্রভুর ভোজন সংকোচ ফলে ভক্ত দুঃখ শ্রবণে রামচন্দ্রের প্রভু সঙ্গীতে আগমন এই রূপে মহা দুঃখে দেখি কত গেল শুনি রামচন্দ্র পুরী প্রভু পাশ আইল
In this way, some days passed in great unhappiness. Hearing all this, Ramachandra Puri went to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
তোমারে ক্ষীণ দেখি শুনি করে অর্দাসন এই শুষ্ক বৈরাগ্য নহে সন্ন্যাসীর ধর্ম
I have heard that you have cut your eating in half. Indeed, I see that you are skinny. Such dry renunciation is also not the religion of a sannyasi.
So, because of his criticism,
So, because of his criticism,
Lord Chaitanya was eating half of the needed.
Lord Chaitanya was eating half of what he needed.
And then Ramchandra Puri criticized him. You're not doing enough.
But then Ramchandra Puri criticized him, you are not eating enough.
This is dry renunciation.
This is dry renunciation. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.66.
সর্বাবস্থায় যুক্ত বৈরাগ্যই সিদ্ধি লাভ যথাযোগ্য উদর ভরণে
My stomach is
না করে বিষয় ভোগ সন্ন্যাসীর তব সিদ্ধি হয় জ্ঞান যোগ।
A sannyasi eats as much as necessary to maintain his body, but he does not enjoy satisfying his senses materially. Thus, the sannyasi becomes perfect in his spiritual advancement in knowledge.
Ramchandra Puri is instructing Lord Chaitanya,
So, Ramachandra Puri is instructing Lord Chaitanya,
although he had no idea who Lord Chaitanya is.
although he had no idea of who Lord Chaitanya is. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.67 to 68.
সর্বত্র যুক্ত বৈরাগ্য যুগ ভক্তি যুগেই অনর্থনাশ। শ্রীমদ্ ভগবদ গীতায় 6 অধ্যায়ের 16 এবং 17 নম্বর শ্লোক।
Lord Krishna said, "My dear Arjuna, one cannot perform mystic yoga if he eats more than necessary or needlessly fasts, sleeps, and drinks too much or does not sleep enough. One should eat and enjoy his senses as much as necessary. One should properly endeavor to execute his duties, and one should regulate his sleep and wakefulness. Thus, one can become freed from material pains by executing mystic yoga." Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. This is a quotation from Bhagavad Gita 6.16 to 17.
Ramchandra Puri is instructing Lord Chaitanya
So Ramachandra Puri is instructing Lord Chaitanya
on the process of mystic yoga.
of the process of mystic yoga.
He doesn't understand the supremacy of bhakti.
He doesn't understand the supremacy of bhakti. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.69.
অমানি ধর্মের আদর্শ প্রভুর দৈন্যক্তি। প্রভু কহে অজ্ঞ বালক মুই শিষ্য তোমার মোরে শিক্ষা দেহ এই ভাগ্য আমার।
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then humbly submitted, "I am just like an ignorant boy, and am like your disciple. It is my great fortune that you are instructing me." Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 8.70.
প্রভুর ভক্তগণের অর্ধ ভোজন শ্রবণ। এত শুনি রামচন্দ্রপুরী উঠি গেলা ভক্তগণ অর্দাসন করে গোসাই শুনিলা।
Hearing this, Ramachandra Puri got up and left. He also heard from various sources that all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were eating half as much as usual. Thus ends the chapter entitled, "All the devotees of Lord Chaitanya were eating half as much as usual because of Ramachandra Puri." Under the section, Ramachandra Puri criticizes the Lord.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.